10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fast record.
We are
the Chrome Ozone Project.
Justin.
What's up, dude?
How the hell are you?
Dude, it's been a year.
It's been a year
It's
and
been a year
and a couple days.
The last time we did it, was it right after we got our pictures taken?
Yeah, we were getting ready to do Movember stuff.
Yeah.
We just got bored.
Setting up that Movember thing.
Yeah.
And a lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
For a whole year.
Yeah. I think it's like every episode before this has just been practice up to
Absolutely.
this. Because I think this is it.
This is it, right here. This is it, guys.
If this is terrible, this is the
terrible.
best we've ever done.
This is the best that we're ever going to get. Right here.
This is the best we've ever been. If it's terrible,
Well,
I am so
sorry. I apologize, but
I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh.
You're basic. That's one.
That's one burp.
That's
sorry,
one.
guys. That was
Two
that was
burp.
building.
Two burp
minimum.
maximum.
Yeah,
Not minimum.
maximum.
Thank you, sir. Justin,
Anyways,
two things, man.
Okay.
One, it's October 21st, 2015.
absolutely. You know what that day is?
Back to the Future
Back to
Day.
the Future
oh
Day.
my gosh, everybody's going crazy. And they were like, oh my gosh, I've seen this movie like twice. They probably couldn't
Yeah.
quote it. And,
No.
but all of a sudden, like, everybody's doing like a 30-year reunion and stuff. And it's interesting because it's like we've been like geeks about this for like years, and all of a sudden people are like, hey, Back to the Future and the new Star Wars is coming out, and we're like, where have you been?
Yeah, where you been? Seriously, like people like they've been starting to jump on this like geek bandwagon now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can tell the bandwagoners.
Yeah.
And you know, back to like we grew up on that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
VHS tapes, man.
Yeah, everything was on VHS tapes, and now everybody's starting...
rented over at Blockbuster, pay the fines, you know, Hollywood Video, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Oh well, people don't understand.
No, they won't understand.
But you know what? The good thing about having like this whole geek thing is like you gotta get while the getting's good. Like you could go anywhere and find like Star Wars shirts and like all this stuff and it's nice. I'm like, when else am I gonna get Kraft macaroni and cheese with Darth Vader on it?
Yeah, that's true. I saw online that they had some sort of it was like coffee creamer, and it's got like the
Chewbacca. And
it's got all the characters on. I'm just like, so I kind of want to like get sucked into that sort of like thing again, where I'm starting to like, I'm like, oh, I'll just buy anything Star Wars at this point.
I know. You gotta keep a leash on yourself.
Right, absolutely.
And then we got the geek stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah.
Second thing, my friend, it is almost Halloween. We are 10 days away.
10 days away.
And that's what brings us to this.
Yep.
This podcast.
Oh
my gosh. We love Halloween so much.
I have one question, though, for you.
All right, go for it.
This has been on my mind for a while, and I thought I'd bring it up.
Oh, God.
And I was talking with Mom about it. What is with your movie rituals?
What's with my movie rituals?
Yeah, you have these, like, when we were getting ready to go to, the apple picking.
Eckert's, yeah.
Yeah, and Mom turned on Nightmare Before Christmas, and you're like, no, I'm not ready to see it yet. Like, you have like these movie rituals
We do. All right, so it's weird. Like, it wasn't something I originally had.
Yeah.
And it was like something like Heather and I kind of, it wasn't even like an official thing. It's been kind of like over the years, it kind of like morphed into like, so from like October 1st to like October 31st, there's like, we finally get to break out like all these movies. So like everything from like Monster House, Nightmare Before Christmas, Monster Squad. Right. I could just all the old Universal horror movies. Right. That's when they come out, and we just watch. Right. Like every weekend. That's our thing. Like there's nothing else. Right. It's basically, and we didn't see Nightmare Before Christmas yet. Yeah. And whenever we came into Mom's house, it was already like half an hour, 45 minutes into it, and I'm like, no. It was just kind of a gut instinct. It wasn't just like. Something that I normally do. I get it. I see it, and I was just like, I haven't seen it from the beginning. I'm
not ready, right? Yeah, because I mean, it was just funny because, like, I don't know, like, I don't really like kind of get into that. Like, the funny thing is, like, we were actually listening to the soundtrack, me and the girls, because the girls were like, it's almost Halloween. Hey, can we? Like, they love.
All got starts like a Christmas.
I watch Christmas Story in like
November 2nd.
November 2nd, yeah.
Like day after day of the day. Yeah. All of a sudden you're like, guys, it's Christmas.
I
couldn't imagine. Right. Because I just get burnt out. So it's just like this whole month. It's just like, it's the one month like the wife doesn't care. I'm all weird.
All weird and Halloween.
Macabre.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm Halloween. Yeah. 24/7, 7 days a week almost. Right. Like, I could watch stuff like that all the time. But it's like from October 1st.
You have like a whole month to
I have a whole month. I know. I just spew out Halloween and songs and music. Yeah. And she doesn't flinch. And it's a good thing. Yeah. She's not like giving me like, you know, it's a month. I'll let him have that.
Right. Let him have his month.
And whenever Christmas comes around, I'm like, whatever, you get your own thing. Oh, yeah. Like, that's her time.
That's her whole holiday thing where
just so what are the girls going to be this year? Do you even know yet? Because you haven't talked to me about that yet.
Macy is going to be a dog.
Nice.
Ella is going to be a cat. And Aria,
you know,
okay, the new one. All right, so
he's procreated once again.
I procreated once again, baby
things.
Baby spawned.
So is that going to be a mouse or something, or
I don't know.
Let me
hold on.
It goes
in the middle of this podcast, I'm actually going to text my wife and find out what she's going to be for Halloween.
Well, while you're doing that, let's see. With the girls, my youngest one, Mara, is going to be a Bobby Soxer. She's like going to wear like poodle dress.
Oh, that's cool.
And like have the hair like up in a high ponytail and like, you know, typical 1950s, like, girl. Right. And then, like, Isabella, she's actually going to be a zombie.
Oh, that's cool.
She's like, I want to be a punk zombie, a rocker zombie. I'm like, here, just put on whatever you want, and I'll just zombie you up.
Yeah,
You want to be a punk? And I'm like, well, like, what kind of, like, band? Or, like, I can find a band with it. She's like, Foster the People. I'm like, sweet, that's punk. And she's like, okay, go. And I'm like, sweetheart, again, not punk. And I'm like, what about the Ramones? She's like, I don't really like the Ramones that much anymore. I'm like, The Clash? And she's like, who? And I'm like, all right, never mind. You're not a punk zombie. I'm just going to say this.
I'm going to throw this out there.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You're not. So I think we actually have her a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon shirt that I got.
Oh, okay.
And
this is a progressive rock
kind of
zombie,
rock. I guess it was on clearance. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was on clearance for like $4.50.
That's fine.
And so I'm like, you gotta be a classic rock zombie.
Yeah, classic rock, prog rock, zombie, space rock, art rock, whatever you want to call it, rock zombie.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
So, but yeah, for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Okay. Just to kind of, I look, new podcast. It's been a whole year. Let me update everybody. I work at GM now.
He builds the car things.
The thing is, I work on cars, and I don't know a damn thing about cars.
He knows nothing.
I know absolutely nothing. I don't even know why. Like, I don't, like, they'll come up and, like, ask, I'm like, I don't even know. I put the thing on the thing with the other smaller things. That's all I know.
I just mirror the things that you guys did
right,
whenever you trained
showed me a thing, and I repeat the thing that you showed me. That's basically... I don't know names. I don't know the sizes of anything. I'm just like, they come up and I just go, you know, so I don't know. But anyway, so they're going to get us, either we're going to be off on Halloween or we're only going to work 4 hours on Halloween.
Baby.
But here's the thing. When you work at GM, they screw you a lot. So which means that either this coming Saturday and the Saturday following Halloween, I have to work a whole 10 hours.
So you have to earn it. They can't just be nice.
They can't just give it to you. They're like, look, here it is. We just gotta screw you. I'm just gonna be honest.
Like, you want the good news or the bad news? Or the good news, guys, you get Halloween off.
Yeah, that's
and
how
they're
it
like,
was.
yeah, and they're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna have to bend over first.
Yeah. Bend over, because here it comes. 10-hour days, too. Yeah, on Saturdays,
like,
I'm just like, oh, God.
It'll be worth it, though.
Yeah, it'll be worth it.
It will be.
I have absolutely no problem with that. So, I mean, I'm real excited.
That had to have been jarring, hearing that. Like, oh.
Yeah.
You would almost call it shocking, Justin.
Shocking.
You would call that shocking news, Justin.
Okay.
Shocking
news?
Yes, Justin.
Is it? Okay.
It's
oh,
shocking
shit,
news!
no, you break down! No!
It just...
not again!
Yes! New podcast!
I'm not doing this!
You do it!
I'm not doing it!
You're doing it, Justin! You're doing it!
I hate this thing so much! Like I'm getting tingles just thinking about how much I
Ladies
hate
and gentlemen,
it.
Jared here. Just want to inform you. While Justin's losing his shit, I will talk to you. Well, there's this thing we do. It's called Shocking News. It's what we do is somebody reads a funny story, and the other person, if they laugh, they get a shock, and I have a shock. We like to be a good sport about it. We have to police ourselves. So Justin's going to have to shock himself if he finds himself laughing. And right now he does not want to do it.
I really don't want to do this right now.
But he's going to have to.
Alright, hold on.
It's a Halloween show, Justin. Get in the spirit.
Alright. How do I, like,
Yeah.
I gotta hold it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm not even ready. But it tingles.
Yeah, it does. I have a good one.
Alright.
Alright, you don't... Here, how about I read the title?
Oh, I hate this thing.
Here it goes. It's called Darwin Award Winners. 6 True Stories of the Most Unfortunate Endings.
Yeah. Okay, just let everyone know I'm holding this thing, by the way, now.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Alright. I'm sure that by now everyone has heard of the Darwin Awards.
Alright.
Even if only used as a passing phase in popular culture.
Right.
What started as a message board term for people who commit, usually fatal, acts of stupidity, it's grown into a popular term, with its own website, book series, and everything dedicated to collating stories of said acts. And it's called In the Spirit of Charles Darwin, the Darwin Awards commemorate individuals who protect our gene pool by making the ultimate sacrifice of their own lives.
Absolutely.
Darwin Award winners eliminate themselves in an extraordinary, idiotic manner, thereby improving our species' chances of long-term survival. Darwin Awards.
Absolutely.
Yes. So they're named after, obviously, Charles Darwin.
Right.
And so, you know, natural selection, yada, yada, yada. But let's get to it.
Yeah.
So number 1 of 6. The worst game of chicken ever. When 2 men died after being hit by a train in Rotterdam Zuid Station. Oh, see, that's one burp for me.
That's one burp for you.
Last March, it emerged that they accidentally committed suicide whilst engaging...
I'm sorry.
Was it because I said whilst?
Both.
Both.
Accidentally committed suicide whilst.
Whilst
Okay.
engaging in a machismo-like contest of dares.
Sorry. Oh god, I fucking broke it. Oh no.
Did you... Did he kill it?
Let me check.
And then he drops it again!
Alright, hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
I think you have to do it over the table,
Yeah.
not the ground. Eyewitnesses said that they climbed down onto the tracks to play a game of chicken, daring each other to wait as long as possible until the train approached. Being a Darwin Award winner, this could only end one way. Despite the poor driver's attempts to stop the train, they were both hit and died on impact.
Jeez. Bunch of morons.
Second story. What a pain. I'm sorry for this one. I'm just gonna be honest.
Alright.
Do you want to get a laugh out now?
No.
Alright. Are you sure? You
No.
could. Alright.
Just bring it on.
Gary Hoy is
Hoi! Hoi!
Hoy
Hoi! Wait.
is a pretty famous one. He is even has his own Wikipedia page.
Wow.
In an attempt to prove to a group of students that the glass in his boardroom was unbreakable, lawyer, this man went to school, Gary Hoy threw himself through a glass wall on the 24th story and fell to his death.
Sorry.
And fell to his death after the window frame gave way.
My hands tickle it.
It's ridiculous. He had apparently performed this stunt many times in the past, having previously just bounced harmlessly off the glass. How embarrassing.
It really tickles.
Third one.
Oh god.
Always take the recommended dose.
Yeah.
The Darwin Awards aren't just limited to people who die in stupid ways, but also to those who... An unnamed Colombian man intentionally took more than the recommended dose of Viagra,
Oh god.
reportedly to impress his girlfriend.
Of course.
After having an erection for, quote-unquote, several days...
Oh, that tickles.
He went to the doctor with a, quote-unquote, not nice. To stop the inflammation spreading to other parts of his body, the only option was amputation.
Ooh.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Jeanette Line. See, that's Darwin Award.
Yeah.
That's his own award for not reproducing.
Yeah.
Fourth, doesn't sound like a fun game.
Nope.
Last year in Georgia, 18-year-old Chance Warner drowned in a lake after playing a game involving a shopping cart attached to a pole by a rope.
What?
Yeah. One person would sit in the cart and be pushed into the lake, causing them to fall out and swim back to shore.
Right.
Just in case this doesn't sound dangerous enough, Warner decided to tie the cart to himself instead of the pole and was pulled underwater and drowned by the weight of it. How else did you really expect that to end? I'm going to be honest.
That was crazy.
It is.
This
Fifth
is
one.
stupid. That's not quite funny.
I
That's
know.
silly.
Hey, man, it's
I
the
know.
article.
Hey, yeah.
You take what you can get.
Yeah.
All right, 5. Fire, meet gasoline.
Oh god.
When Gary Banning of Carolina accidentally took a swig of gasoline by drinking from the wrong jar.
What a dummy!
It could have just been an amusing anecdote for his friend to remind him of in the future. However, in a moment of sheer Darwinism, he decided to go outside for a cigarette. We can guess how this ends. The cigarette ignited gasoline, which had spilled onto his clothes, and he went up in flames. Sadly, he did not survive.
Jeez. What a
Sixth and last one.
Yep.
Bad vibrations.
Oh, no.
As with the Viagra story above.
Oh, no.
Here's another example of when it's time to ask for help. Nigel Willis died in 2014 after getting a vibrator stuck in his anus.
Oh, God.
4 or 5 days. See, you didn't wait for that last part. Too embarrassed to seek medical attention, the 50-year-old
Oh, God.
was eventually taken to hospital by a concerned friend, suffering septic shock. He died 2 months later of multi-organ failure,
Jesus.
sepsis, and a perforated bowel.
Ow.
Remember, kids, might be embarrassing to ask for help in these situations, but it's better than suffering death by vibrator.
Jeez.
And that's it. That
Well, thank you. That was very shocking.
that was very shocking.
very, very shocking. Indeed.
Yes.
Ugh.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
No, you didn't.
Ugh.
You didn't. Oh, come on, guy.
I'm just kidding. Of course I enjoyed it. It's tingly.
It tickles.
I guess Arya is going to be a cat as well. I just got the text back.
2 dogs and 2 cats and a dog.
Right. Yeah.
So, Justin.
Yes.
You want to get into some spooky stuff?
Of course, absolutely. I love getting into spooky stuff.
I love spooky
stuff is the best.
I love it. So, one of the things that I was wanting to bring up on the podcast was, let's see, let me start out with a personal story, and then I'll just kind of segue into it.
Yeah.
All right. So, I remember being back living at Mom's house.
Yeah. Of course.
Remember when she got that old piano?
Yeah.
Was that? I forgot what year it was. I think it was like 1870 something or 1860 something.
Yeah.
It's just old.
Very old.
We never fixed it up. Nothing like that.
No.
It was just this.
It just sat there old. Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
But it was just old. And it sat there, and it was weird because I remember like the house would be empty. I would be like taking a shower, getting ready for work, or going to college or something like that. And then I would swear, like, while I was, like, washing my hair or do something like that, that I would hear piano music off the water and nothing. And turn it back on. I mean, it happened, I would say, at least a good solid dozen times.
It wasn't one of those where it's like, you think it into reality. It was just like, it just happened.
Yeah, like, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, I was just like, alright, I gotta go do this, I gotta go to work today, and all of a sudden I'm like, is that piano?
Right.
And it was just weird because it would sound like real piano music, which we didn't fix up the piano, so every key was off.
Yeah, it was very off key.
It was very like just. But very whenever I would hear it, it would sound spot on. And then I would turn off the water, and sometimes I've even gotten out and like poked my head around, like, "Hey, is somebody home? Is somebody messing with the piano?" Nothing.
Yeah.
And then I just thought I was just being crazy or just imagining things.
Right.
And then I remember one time I think I was in the kitchen actually.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear like dick-a-dick-a-dick. It was like on the
high end. The high end.
The
high octaves, yeah.
Which is closest to where I was, which was interesting.
Oh, that's creepy.
And I was just like, that's so weird. And again, I was the only one in the house. Maybe Dad was in his room sleeping, and I'm like, I'd look around the wall separating the kitchen from the living room, which the piano was in the living room.
Right.
And it was right up against the wall, leading into the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it was just merely feet away, and all of a sudden it's like,
right.
And I'm like, that's so weird. And then whenever I told like Mom and a few like Heather and a few other people about it, everybody's like, wow, that's weird, that's interesting. I didn't know if they were taking... Yeah, they don't think much. Maybe Jerry's just being weird. Maybe he's hearing things.
Right.
And it was just weird because then it was like a couple of months later, Heather and Mom were in the kitchen just talking about something or other. And then all of a sudden, ding-a-ding-a-ding. And they were like, that's weird. And they're like, maybe it was the cat or something. Pepper.
Right.
But it's like she's old, so
she
does not jump up on anything other than the couch, maybe.
Right.
And then she wasn't even in the room.
Right.
So it didn't really matter.
Right.
But it was very intentional. It wasn't like a cat jumping up and hitting those few keys and then jumping down or something. It was very intentional.
Yeah, it was very like a humanistic sort of like not like a cat.
Opposable fingers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paws don't.
Yeah,
do that.
paws don't do that.
Piano cat or not.
Piano cat or not. Absolutely not.
But we should totally insert some like creepy music while we're doing this. Like
I will.
I don't know.
We will.
That'd be fun.
We'll see.
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah. And then
and insert music now. No, I'm kidding.
No. And then
yeah.
So yeah, they didn't. They were like, Jared, oh my gosh,
you were right.
The thing happened.
Why do we talk like this?
Like Kermit the Frogs.
Hello.
Now you sound like Everybody Loves Raymond.
I know. Hello, everybody. I'm Raymond. Ma. Anyways.
So, and the thing is, like, my mom and a few other people would randomly hear it from, like, there on out. And then finally, we had to move the piano downstairs because they were taking out the wall.
How did we do that?
I think they actually got professionals to do it.
Okay, because I always wondered, I was like, how did this thing get down? Like, did they put, like, a board down and...
I don't know. Some professional way that doesn't require us...
it doesn't require us pulling anything.
But it's down there, and I don't think they hear it. And that's the thing. And so that's actually kind of what I'm segueing into, is because it was what... we haven't had anything like that happen before, and it was, like, specific to that object.
Right.
And so it was, like possessed objects.
Right.
And so it wasn't like a malevolent spirit or anything like that, or if it was a spirit at all, who knows. But it was an object that came with some baggage with it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's kind of one of the things I was looking into recently, and I was hearing about, somebody brought it up, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, and I was reading into things, and it was just crazy the amount of stuff that people get from like garage sales, antique stores, and they have like their own spirits or personalities or something that comes with it. Which is always something that we've always been kind of into, is just things with like ghosts and fun stuff like that. And that's actually something I was wanting to go over, was just like, there's so many different like things out there that are like famous for their like attachment, like in I think it's Dublin or Scotland, one of those
areas, right?
Like there's a chair that is actually that this guy he committed murder, and he was being sent to death, and he wanted to go sit in his chair one last time. It was his chair at this pub. And whenever he went and sat down, he ate his last meal or whatever and got up, and he said, whoever sits down in this chair will die, or something like, something around those words. And then, and then he was put to death, and on he went.
Right.
And from what I hear, like, there's been like over 60 different cases where somebody would sit down in this chair, and either a couple of days later, or sometimes even a couple hours or moments later, they would die. Like, not just a normal, like, circumstance either. Like, it was just crazy.
Right.
Yeah, like, very violent stuff.
Right.
And so much so that they actually have they have the chair still.
Yeah.
But they nailed it to the wall, like, 3 feet above the ground.
Right.
Actually, no, it was higher than that.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5 or 6 feet.
Yeah.
So it's a centerpiece to bring people, but they're like, nobody sit in it no matter what.
No matter what. Jeez, that is intense.
Yeah. Have you heard about it?
No.
Oh, it's crazy. And so it's just like cursed items or...
Didn't our babysitter tell us a story about a rocking chair?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that reminded me.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she scared the mess out of us. She brought us over because she was watching us overnight, and then she was going to take us to Ghostbusters 2 the next day, remember?
That's right, yeah. Wasn't that when Mom was having her surgery?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But all I know is that we went to Ghostbusters 2 the next day, but that night, after watching Ghostbusters 1,
yeah.
So that was, I think that was 89 when it came out, so we were like 5 or 6. So we were very impressionable.
Yeah.
And she told us how, like, there's a ghost that just haunts that chair, and it rocks back and forth like it was a grandmother or somebody.
Right.
And I just remember, like, not really sleeping well that night because she told us that, and I'm like, there's a freaking ghost in the basement?
Yeah.
I'm a young kid.
Yeah.
It's going to come upstairs, it's going to find me, and it's going to, like, kill me.
Right.
And it's just like, I kept on just imagining being downstairs in the basement with that chair just rocking back and forth, like, like I haven't heard anything like that before whenever I was that age.
Right.
And so that blew my mind. I'm like, hold on, I've been sitting next to this thing that's haunted me. I don't even remember paying that much attention to Ghostbusters 1 because I kept on looking over at the chair like, is she staring at me? Like, is she there now, just not moving?
Right. Oh my gosh.
And then, let's see, what's another one? Another one that I was researching, it's called the Crying Boy. It's a type of painting that was made by an artist, and it was picked up, and it was mass-produced. There was Crying Boy, Crying Girl.
Right.
And so people bought all these paintings. This was in the UK.
Yeah.
And they bought them, and they would hang them up in their house. I don't know why people would want paintings of crying children, but, you know,
people are weird. Yeah. So what? Whatever.
And finds out, like, there was a lot of, like, weird occurrences that happened with these things, and a lot of times, like, there was a bunch of fires that would occur in these houses, and they would burn down, but the painting would still be fine.
Right.
And they were like, well, maybe it's the varnish, or maybe it's something like that, and which is definitely a possibility, but it wouldn't burn the image itself.
Right.
Like, it was still intact.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, so it's really weird with items like that, and there's a couple of other occurrences that happen with that.
Uh-huh.
And then, let's see, what's another one? Another one would be, I gotta think. Like maybe... Oh, you've heard of Annabelle, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's such a good one. Let me see if I can actually pull up, like, a story with that.
Yeah, I've read about that. I still haven't seen the movie or anything.
The movie, it's weird because everybody knows the movie. They're like, oh my gosh, it's a creepy doll.
Right.
And, but it was mentioned in The Conjuring for a few minutes, and they showed the case. And it's like this really weird doll. And the interesting thing is that the doll, yes, does exist.
Right.
But it's not this creepy-ass doll. It's actually a Raggedy Ann doll.
Like a Raggedy Ann doll, right.
Like just your average from back in the 70s. And it was this nurse who got it as a gift because she loved to collect dolls.
Right.
And so she got a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
Not a creepy, like, weird smile doll from the movies, but just a Raggedy Ann doll. And she loved it. And in the weird thing is, like, nothing happened at first, but then all of a sudden it would, like, randomly move. Like, it would be put down inside the living room for some reason, and then she would come home that night and it was inside the bedroom with the bedroom door shut.
Right.
And then it started, like, escalating from there. Like, there was like, one time they walked in there and there was a message on a piece of parchment paper that says, help me. It was, like, scribbled.
Oh, jeez.
Which is weird, because how did it write the message, and where is the parchment paper coming from? Because they didn't have it inside the apartment.
No.
But it kept on leaving random messages like that, and it kept on moving itself.
Yeah.
And then, and stranger things started happening, and they actually held like a seance of some sort, and they brought in a medium who was talking to it, and they were saying that it was a 7-year-old girl who lived in the apartment and then died mysteriously, and she was found in a field, and she just kind of wants to be home with somebody.
Right.
And they're like, and so it actually asked for permission to, you know, inhabit the the doll, and
Right.
and she felt sorry for the girl, so she's like, yes.
Jeez.
And then weirder things started happening, and actually started targeting her boyfriend. His name was like Lou or something like that. And it was starting to like get violent. Like he would wake up, and it would just be staring at him.
Oh Jesus!
Like inches from his face,
right.
and like all these different things. And then the one time he woke up and he found the doll was crawling on him and started strangling him.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh, that would freak me out.
It's a Raggedy Ann doll. Just imagine it.
Oh.
He said it was climbing over his legs and onto him and just started grabbing his neck.
Oh Jesus, that's creepy.
And from what I hear, I haven't. I heard this on a video that he actually woke up one time and it had a kitchen knife next to it.
Oh Jesus!
Right next to his part of the bed.
Oh.
And he kept on saying, can we get rid of this, please? Can we get rid of this, please?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I just kind of feel sorry for it, and things like that.
Oh,
and
God.
finally, they, it was weird, like, they were awake, and they were doing something, packing up for a trip.
Right.
And they would hear, like, inside the bedroom, like, feet.
Yeah,
Just, like, running around.
running,
And they're
like
like, what's going on?
children's feet or something, yeah.
And they, he walked in there, and the doll was just like tossed in a corner. And he walked over to it, and he heard something say like, look behind you. And he looked behind himself, and he didn't see anything. And then when he turned back around, all of a sudden it was just like, there were slash marks on his shirt, like 7 different ones, I want to say, that I heard. And it was just like blood and everything. And so after that, they actually contacted I believe a priest or something.
Yeah.
And he came in. Well, they came in.
Yeah.
I think that priest actually contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
From Amityville and all those things.
Right.
And that they said that it wasn't a 7-year-old. It was like some sort of like bad spirit that was actually lying, saying that it was, and then asked permission to inhabit it, and they gave permission. They're like, sure, go for it. Now you can. So they basically gave it permission to come in.
Oh God.
And so they actually they blessed the house and everything, and Ed and Lorraine Warren actually were like, hey, you want us to take it away? Oh, it's just the one.
No.
See?
You're
getting spooked.
Creaking walls and junk.
But it was, but they, Ed and Lorraine Warren actually decided to take the doll. They were asked by them to take it away, and so they did. And so whenever they put it inside their car, they basically just put it in the back seat.
Yeah.
And, they started driving away, and they're like, let's just take some outer roads just in case something weird happens. And it finds out that their car was being weird. Anytime they would take a turn, something would be like trying to pull the wheel more and more. And finally, from what they say, like Ed Warren, he took some holy water out of his bag and like did a sign of a cross and like splashed it, and then it stopped, and they took it back to their house. Or that museum that they have.
Yeah, I knew that it's in a museum now.
I love that thing. I want to go visit that.
Where's
museum.
it at?
I forgot where it's at exactly. But it's not close. But but they put it in there, and now they actually have it inside a case, and it says, no matter what, don't open up the glass.
That's right.
Never.
Yeah.
And they did that because there was actually like a priest who came. And he was like looking at the different things, and he saw the doll, and he picked it up, and he said, "You're just a rag doll," and just basically threw it. And he's like, "You have no power over me," or whatever.
Right.
And then he almost died in a car accident on his way back home.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
And even inside the glass,
you
still can't really mess with it because they had one guy come and visit with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they. he walked up to the glass and started like poking at it, and he's like, "You can't do anything to me. You scratched that one guy. Let's see you try to scratch me." Just like antagonizing it. And Ed was like, "Please leave. You know, you're going too far."
Yeah, take it easy, buddy. Yeah.
And so the guy and his girlfriend hop back on their motorcycle and were riding on the way back, and it finds out that they were like laughing about the doll. You know, it's so funny. All these people believe this stuff. Just gets smashed head on.
Right.
And the guy died, but the girlfriend, after some months inside the hospital, actually made it alive. And she's like, "Yeah, we were talking about the doll on the way back and got hit."
I wish I could. I don't know. Maybe it'll have to be like next year, next year's episode. But I want to interview Shannon's cousin Angel.
Yeah.
And she had a friend that she would always hang out with. And they had like a weird grandmother.
Yeah.
And the grandmother would like dabble in witchcraft and stuff.
Ooh.
And Angel was saying that one time she, like I'm paraphrasing at this point. When she told me the story, it freaked me out. But there was times that she would go and spend the night, and she'd be sleeping, and she'd wake up, and she'd be like inches away from like the ceiling. She'd look down, and she's literally floating, like something's picking her up or whatever.
Was it only in that house, or did she have any instances?
No, it was only in that house.
Okay.
Yeah, it was only in the house.
I was gonna say, because that kind of sounds like sleep paralysis in a way.
Right. And just a bunch of... I'll just... I'm going to set this as some sort of reminder for the future, and I also want to try and, like, ask...
We don't even have to wait till Halloween next time. I mean...
Shoot, we could just pop it up. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Anytime we want.
Yeah. I don't know, like I said. But, I guess, this bums me out, because, like, I use, Jim, my wife's... I don't even... Did I talk about this last podcast? About how Jim was, signaling...
No.
Okay, so what happened was, my wife's belated father, he passed away in 2012 of cancer. Was it 12? 13?
I think 13.
13? I think it was 13. My dates are terrible. He was looking outside, and he saw these blinking lights just in the distance. So he decided, he's like, I'm going to mess with them. So he grabbed a flashlight and started doing, you know, like, what do you call it? Like Morse code.
Yeah.
With a light, you know? And Eva comes up, his wife. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just messing with him over there. Doesn't matter. You know, just, you know, do you see those blinking lights? I'm messing with them, you know?" And she's like, "Well, come on, come to bed. Knock it off." So he closes the door, gets ready for bed, climbs into bed, and, you know, is my computer doing something stupid? Okay, no, it's not. We're good. I just want to make sure it doesn't go into screensaver mode. Anyway, so he goes to bed, and he wakes up, and it was like either the bedroom door or the bathroom door was pulled off its hinges. Like, literally ripped off its hinges and was laying on the ground. Yeah. And,
you're shitting me. Why haven't I heard this?
I thought I told you about it.
I think I've heard about the flashing lights, but I didn't hear about the...
Laying on the ground. And then there was also, my wife's mom, they lived in St. Louis. And, like, I think North St. Louis.
Yeah.
It was a nice area until, you know, until crime pretty much came in. But, her sister I don't know if it was when she was young or when she was older, but, she would be sleeping and she would literally get pulled off the bed by her feet, by her leg, like her leg would be, and just pulled right off the bed and dragged out into the hallway.
No shit?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Yeah. They would tell me these kinds of stories. Like, I'm just like,
they stayed there? Like...
No, they eventually moved out. They're not there anymore.
Eventually?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They would have been like, oh,
I'm packing my...
so that's how it's going to be. Well, I can't see you, so my ass is packing up. And
absolutely.
I'm like, I will go live in a box.
Right. And then there would be times where, I need to, like I said, I need to interview these people.
Oh,
in
yeah,
a future
totally.
reference,
Yeah.
I need to interview Kelly, which is Shannon's sister, and Jessica, which is Shannon's cousin. Well, Jess was staying in our the house we live in now, the trailer we live in now, and they would be sleeping, and they woke up and they saw it was either, I think it was an old lady, like staring at them, like in the middle of the night, like they were like sleeping in the same room.
Yeah, your standard
Yeah.
old lady.
Yeah, standard old lady, but there was no old lady that was living in the house.
Did she mention anything about your generation and how back in her day? Did she give him like a birthday card with $2 bill in it or something? Where do I get an AARP membership discount?
Right.
I'm over 55.
I'm up so late, up so early, so I can get my senior discount.
The
Early
only
bird
reason
special.
I'm saying that is
Yeah.
I came back from Walgreens.
Yeah.
And there was just a lady with just a big old pile of stuff, and I have like a jug of milk.
Right.
And she's like, "This says it's supposed to be buy one get one free," and the lady's like, "No, ma'am, the sticker says buy two get one free."
Right.
And she like looks at it, looks back at the lady, looks back at the sticker, looks back at the lady. "Do you have a coupon for buy one get one free?"
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my gosh.
That's fine. I'll just take the one,
Right.
man. Anyway, so
They're a trip, aren't they?
I love old people.
Yeah, old people are great.
So they look up and they see old lady.
Yeah, so you see old lady, and then they basically close their eyes, and it disappears, basically. So
Weird.
I know, weird stuff. Like I said, these are people, like, I feel like I need to just put a mic in front of them and be like, just tell me the story.
Just tell me the things.
Tell me the things, all the things.
We could always do that.
That would be fun.
It would be.
Because we're advancing in this podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to
this is number
make it a
one.
thing.
This
Yeah.
is the best.
The best.
The best.
We've ever been.
Yeah.
So that actually brings me down to the last one I want to talk
Yes.
about, which is probably like the weirdest.
The weirdest
probably
thing
the
that, yeah.
creepiest doll. It's always a doll
Yeah.
because you know what? Why not?
Because dolls are freaking creepy.
This one is special though.
Yeah.
This one makes Annabelle look like, well,
Right.
Raggedy Ann.
Right.
So it's his name. It is.
Whatever.
You could call it either.
The doll.
Because believe me, it gets crazy.
Right.
His name is Robert the Doll, or just Robert.
Robert.
Yeah. Sounds like I'm not number. Normal. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had
Just
too much caffeine.
Just crapping words out of his mouth at this point.
But he
Number bubbles. Just.
so
No,
his name is Robert the Doll.
Yeah.
And he's actually on display at a museum in Florida. And the crazy thing about this doll is that he's 3 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
He's not short by any means. He's like a little blonde doll with like with blonde hair and a little sailor suit. And the hair was actually taken from the boy who he was made for.
Oh, that's weird.
It is, and he's always holding a little lion. Well, it was made for a man. Well, he was a boy at the time by the name of Robert Eugene Otto.
Oh, okay.
Which some people know him for the doll. Some people know him by his artwork because he was an artist.
Yeah.
But whenever he was a kid, his family was quite rich, and whenever his mom found out that she was pregnant with him, she actually made the husband go to like Haiti to get some work for to help take care of the kid and take care of the house, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he brought back 4 individuals, one of them being a lady. Problem was she got it from people. The mom and the dad locked this lady up inside an outhouse.
Oh, God.
An actual outhouse the whole term of her pregnancy.
Oh, jeez.
And so she was malnourished and everything. The baby didn't last too long afterwards, unfortunately. So you would think she would have a vendetta.
Right.
And so she was still made to take care of the boy.
Yeah.
So instead of actually, taking vengeance out, she actually took care of the boy like he was her own.
Her own, right.
And then after a while, they didn't need their help anymore, or something happened.
Right.
But she wanted to do something for the boy. So she actually made a doll for the boy.
Right.
And so before she left, and from what I hear, she actually used some of his hair to make it.
Right.
As well. So for the doll's hair is actually made from the boy's hair.
Right.
Weird.
Odd.
It was made with some purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
And she put him in a sailor suit because he liked sailing.
Right.
And she made a little stuffed lion to go with it because the boy liked to go to the zoo and see lions.
Right. That's cool.
And so after they all left, he would take care of the doll. So much so it became like his best friend.
His best buddy, right.
And so he would take it places like shopping. Yeah. They had to have a special seat at the table for this doll.
Right.
And after a while, like, random things would happen. Like some sort of some vase would break. And his mom's like, Robert, Eugene, Otto, why are you doing... He's like, no, his name's Robert. Yeah. I'm Gene. And so he would actually... He gave it a personality.
Yeah.
And so whenever bad things would happen, it was always Robert.
Yeah, it was always Robert, the doll, right.
So much so, he wanted to go by Eugene or Gene for short.
Right.
And that was Robert.
Yeah.
Not him.
Not him, right.
And it was just weird because he became fixated on it. Uh-huh. And he would go to bed with it at night and everything, and he would still take it around. And by this time, he was like a teenager. And he was growing up, and his family, in order to, I guess they got like a job or something like that in France, so they left the house. They made sure they left it all there. They just put it in the attic inside a box and was like,
bye-bye.
We're not bringing it. Right. We're not bringing you.
We're not bringing you. Bye-bye.
And so they left. And actually, while he was there in Paris, France, he flourished. And, he started doing his art.
Yeah.
And his parents passed away, and him and his new wife.
Yeah.
They inherited the house, so he came back, and they moved in. And in the process of moving in and everything, he went into the attic, and he found a box, and he opened it up.
Robert.
There's Robert.
Yep.
Well, guess who decided to come back in their lives? Robert.
Yeah. Robert the
and
Spirit.
He started,
Robert, yeah.
And he started going by Gene again.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden, just weird things were happening. It was, and they were even seeing like his wife would come into town, and there would be like bruises on there, and they're like, and they would ask Gene about it.
Gene, yeah.
I'm gonna start calling him Gene. Start calling the
just
dog
separate,
Robert,
just
to separate.
Yeah.
So Gene would come, and they're like, hey, what's going on with your wife? We see bruises on her. Are you beating her? He's like, no, it's not me. It's Robert.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's just all these weird things, and it would like move on its own. And he made its own little furniture. This is a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Who's an artist and everything. I mean, artists are eccentric. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Cool, go with it.
Yeah.
But this guy, he would make sure that it would get fed before he did.
Oh, that's weird.
And he made like this furniture that's just the size.
Yeah.
It would have its own room. Like it got the attic space. It was like a turret almost. It was like an old, I don't know if it's Victorian, but a very old house. And that was its
home. Room. Yeah.
Room, home, whatever.
Right.
And it was weird because after a while, like, his wife just got tired of it.
Oh, I bet.
They actually found, one day they actually came home and they found Robert dead inside the attic with the doll on top of him.
Like, Gene dead with the doll?
Gene was dead.
Okay, Gene was, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So
Gene was dead with the
Gene
Robert
the
doll.
artist was dead.
With the doll on top.
With the doll on top of him. They said he was strangled to death.
Oh my God.
Like asphyxiation.
Jeez.
And it was weird because the wife packed up and was just like, see ya. Yeah. She left the doll and other stuff there. Yeah. And other caretakers would say things like they saw it like running around. Yeah. Or they would hear things. Yeah. And in between owners, sometimes kids would actually hear like running around in the house, and they would look up and they're like, oh, he's there in the window. Like the doll was at the window staring at him.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. And they actually got the inspiration for this thing for Chucky.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they the writer who wrote the script for it, he's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's like, I'll
I was
bring
wondering, I
some
was
stuff
like,
from
dude,
Robert.
they better
Robert the
turn this
Dom.
into a movie. Yeah.
They still could.
Yeah.
I mean, just going by the story itself.
Right.
And it was weird. After a while, through like different caretakers who were just scared out of their mind
Right.
of taking care of this thing that would move on its own and
Right.
run around and cause trouble, that they gave it to this museum.
Yeah.
And the museum had it on display, sitting in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
And one time there was a hurricane that actually came,
Oh.
and they weren't able to get to the museum for a couple of days.
Yeah.
It came back, everything was just decimated. But Robert the doll was in the rafters, completely dry, completely safe.
Well,
In the rafters.
that's crazy. Taking sanctuary.
Yeah. And after a while, they started putting a glass over him.
Yeah.
And anytime people come into the museum, you have to ask him permission to take his picture. Because if you don't, bad things happen. They should know, because the walls to the room are actually covered in letters of people apologizing that they didn't ask permission because they were skeptical. They said, no, we're not going to...
Yeah.
We're not going to... they're like, haha, that's just superstitious, and they would take a
Right.
picture.
Yeah.
And then bad things would happen. Everything from, like, somebody would leave and got, like, a bad ticket or something,
Yeah.
or got into a bad accident.
Yeah.
Just terrible things happen to these people. So much so that it motivated
Made
them
them
to
to
sit
write a
down,
letter.
write a letter to a doll.
I'm sorry, Mr.
yeah,
Dollman.
apologizing. The walls are lined with them.
Oh my! Where is this museum?
It's it's in Florida somewhere.
Okay.
But we'd have to look it up.
Dude, for real, like, we need to, like,
I wanna
plan
go
out some
there.
sort of...
Isabella was just, it was funny because I was like, compiling all this
Yeah.
information
Right.
together, and I brought it up to Heather,
Yeah.
and my oldest daughter is like, oh yeah, this thing? And she's like, oh, Annabelle the doll, you mean like just that crazy Raggedy Ann
Yeah,
doll?
yeah.
And I'm like, how do you know all this? She's like, I read books. And I'm like, oh, that's my girl.
that's my
See,
girl right
we
there.
used to do that. We used to just check out random spooky books.
Yeah,
and
we used
read
to
it.
do that. I know in an earlier podcast we talked about how, we'd be at the library.
Mm-hmm.
Mom would be like, all right, go to the library, get a
Grab
book."
whatever you want.
Yeah,
She
we
never
would-
checked the bags.
She never checked the bags, nothing. And we'd always get,
I would get stuff about like the cult and stuff because,
Right.
well, we would hear random things. Like I remember living in one neighborhood, and
Yeah.
Hope or somebody would talk about how like there was like sacrifices being done in the woods or something. Like they
Right.
found a dead cat, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what does that mean? So I would go to the library,
Right.
find this book, and just read about
Yeah.
it.
Well, not just that. Like, I was also just, like, fascinated with stuff because it was like, when we growing up in the church, it was like the scarier parts of the Bible fascinated me.
Oh, of course. That's where the
with,
meat
like-
and potatoes are.
Right. With, like, Revelations and stuff like that, but then, like, when they talk about, like demon possession and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that, like,
Well, and we were born in the 80s,
yeah, where it was,
and where it was really
it flourished.
Like,
it
there was a lot of
flourished.
stuff going on
It was,
with,
like, a huge, like, sort of,
it was a big thing.
I would call it like more of like a Pentecostal kind of movement where
Yeah.
it's a very extreme sort of.
Well, it was really, people were fixated on it.
Absolutely.
And it was just, every generation has, like, these groups of,
Mm-hmm.
like, the Christian movement focused on, like, demon possession.
Right.
And then, this generation
Uh-huh.
would probably be known for, like, politics
Right.
or, like, you know, something or other.
Right. But yeah, it was crazy. But I remember, like, I think Dad, like, brought home, like, this tape. And it was, like, an anti-Halloween tape.
Oh, I
Do you remember that? Like, I don't even know if
Dude.
we watched it. It's somewhere online. I'm sure I can find it.
We'll post it.
We'll post it or something like that. And I'm sure I can find it online. But I was like, what's so bad with Halloween?
Oh, I know. Well, it was pagan and all that stuff. Like Christmas
so,
isn't.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was just craziest
So
stuff for
before I
Halloween.
get in my next subject, do you have anything you want to bring up some more?
Not really. I mean, you're kind of really digging this sort of like path for me, and I'm really getting interested. So just keep going. You know, I have nothing that can compare to all those. I'm like, just keep it going, buddy.
Just keep it going. All right. So, like, I don't know. Maybe we could do like a break and then put in like a song or something. I don't know. I mean, you and I have songs.
Yeah.
Anyways,
maybe we'll put in a song from your new album.
That would be awesome. And then post about it. So here is from my album, A Momentary Lapse, Jared Hamline and his band. I'm Jared Hamline, and there is no band. And the dead will rise.
Sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppy ducktails, and big fat snails. Prepare. Take care.
And we're back. All right,
How'd you guys
cool.
like that song?
Yeah, I bet you fast forward through it if you had any sense. And yeah.
You big jerks. No.
Anywho,
Anyways,
so on to my next subject. This, I'll tell my personal story and then I'll segue back into it just like I did previously. It was a couple weeks ago. I was, I work nights, so whenever the next day I normally wake up early, help try to get the kids ready and the wife off to work.
Right.
And whenever they leave for school and work, I normally lay back down a little bit for a nap. And
right.
so that's what I did. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
Excuse me. That's 2. Anyways, so I laid down and I was taking a nap. And I remember I was facing the bathroom, or the wall. Yeah, that's close to my bed.
Yeah. Is
I
that
was laying
your
on
side?
my
Your side of the bed?
That's my side.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was laying on my side, facing the wall, and with my back to the door.
Right.
And it was weird because I remember waking up and kind of like being hazy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear the front door open.
Right.
And shut. And then I hear footsteps.
Right.
Walking around the living room.
Right.
Like walking through the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a straight line. It was like walking in kind of a
around,
zigzag.
Yeah, kind of like, oh, come over here, I'm over here.
And I wanted to turn around.
Yeah.
And like, get out of bed, see what's going on.
Right.
But I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. Like
right.
I was like trying to fight it.
Right.
And I'm trying to like turn around. That's all I wanted to do was just turn around. And
right.
I couldn't move. And all of a sudden it was working its way into the kitchen. And then from the kitchen, it was going down the hall.
Right.
And it was just like, it wasn't like tiny steps either. It was like clump, clump, clump,
right.
clump. It was in no rush.
Right.
But it was coming.
Yeah, it was coming down the hallway
and
towards your room.
And then finally,
right.
I hear my door open.
Oh, Jesus.
And then right when I'm just like, I'm panicking. Not really scared, but just kind of like, because I feel like I'm like, this could be a dream, this could be something. And then right when I'm like tightening up, trying to turn around, all of a sudden, out.
Just fall back asleep.
Yeah, it's just out. All I remember is like waking up.
Yeah.
And then, getting myself ready for the day, taking a shower and sitting down. I'm like, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on,
right.
Jared.
Let me analyze what...
Hold on, didn't this just happen? And it did.
Yeah.
And it was just weird because I haven't had something like that happen.
Right.
Because I remember some years ago, I would say better part of 10 years, I remember sleeping in the basement at Mom's house.
Right.
And waking up, and for like a split second, I saw like kind of a male figure, like it was a shadow figure.
Yeah.
Standing at like the foot of the bed.
Right.
And then it was gone.
Right.
As soon as I was like fully awake.
Yeah.
But it was just weird.
That's odd.
And that actually brought up, like, I was doing some reading about it. And it was,
right.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, sleep paralysis. I'm like, I've heard of that. I'm like, did I just have a bout of sleep paralysis? So I was doing some research into it, and oh my gosh, just the amount of just people and stories. And it, believe it or not, like, it affects, like, I would say less than 1 in 10 people, and they don't even know about it.
Right.
Either that or they just think it's crazy. And just the uniformity of some of these things. I mean, some of them are like exaggerated and crazy and like weird. So, I mean, it starts anything from like somebody who wakes up and they can't really breathe.
Yeah, I've heard about that,
to people waking up and they can't breathe and they see like just these shadow people and figures standing at the side of their bed.
Yeah.
Or inches from their face, or at the foot of their bed, or across the room. Sometimes it's one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's multiples.
Right. One. Yeah.
And just all these different things, and it's happened, and then it started like revealing other things, and it's all involved with sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And whenever I looked it up, it said it's actually a normal occurrence. There's like, it ranges anywhere from like something that you get every once in a while when you're really stressed or something to people who get it like every night, just every single night.
Dude, that's crazy.
Millions of people. Millions.
Yeah, right.
And I was watching a documentary about it.
Yeah.
And they were showing like one guy in particular was talking about how he couldn't move and like something was attacking his groin. Like it just hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was just like, oh my God, that's happened to me before. I'm not trying to sound like perverted,
no.
nothing weird, but it's just like it felt like whenever I was, this happened like last year, and then it's happened like, I would say like every other year or something like that.
Yeah.
I would have a dream sort of half asleep, half awake where I can't move or help.
Right.
But it's like, I feel like I'm in the dream, but I'm very aware of it.
Yeah.
And it's somebody, every time, it's somebody grabbing me in my testicles and squeezing.
Oh, Jesus.
And I feel it. I feel it. And I try to like fight back, but I can't.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then I always wake up and it still kind of hurts, but it's not there, but I can kind of feel like the after effect.
Right.
Kind of like if you accidentally or intentionally got kicked there.
Right.
And then like, kind of like a
you feel
15 minutes later, like it's still
pretty
hurts,
sensitive,
but it's still...
Oh my God.
But it was like half in, half out. And the thing is, like, I'm aware that this thing is hurting me.
Right.
And then I can't fight it, though.
Right.
And so that's happened to some people as well. And it's just, sometimes these people, and it's just weird, like, even though, no matter how outlandish some of these things are, these people, like, they wake up and they see black figures. Sometimes black figures with a cloak and a hat. Other times it's just a shroud. But it's just millions and millions of people. And that's actually where they came up with the term nightmare. The nightmare is actually 2 words, believe it or not. Everybody thinks of it these days as like, oh, I woke up, I had a nightmare. But it's actually, I believe, a Swedish word for night and mare, which is night and mare being hag. So a night hag.
Oh, okay.
And that's where you get like all these old stories of like an old witch that's in your room. Or like, a demon sitting on your chest, or even a cat on your chest. A lot of people see cats. But the big thing is like there's always figures. Just these figures.
It's crazy.
Normally like just one without any clothes or something. You wouldn't really call
just
it
like a
just a shadow.
Like a shadow, like almost like a black ghost kind of shadowy.
But millions of people seeing like these things, and it's just weird. And like every culture has different ones. Like if you go to Africa, it's known as this thing. If you go to Asia, it's known as this thing. And it's like there's different terms for all these different
and that's all
entities.
like linked into like sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, yeah.
Dude, that is crazy. Like, it's weird to think that, like, you know, when people, and you watch, like, these cartoons or something, and they got, like, a witch, or they got, like, a cat, and it's, like, sort of scary nightmare, it's all linked to this, like, sort of sleep paralysis kind of, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing, dude.
Yeah, and, like, all these different terms.
Yeah.
It's, like, with us, it's, like, like, with us, it's, like, nightmare.
Yeah.
Which, and then it was just...
Jared's on his phone looking up something.
Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can find some of these other terms, because some of these, they're just, like, it's crazy, the different terms that these people have for it.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
But I'm, without doing a lot of research, I can't really find, like, a whole heck of a lot on the spot. But it's, like, a lot of them are linked up with, things like alien abduction. Like, people think it's... Yeah, because some people see things and they kind of have a face and they think it's aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen a few episodes of X-Files. Like, I'll watch it quite a few times, and they talk about, you know, people that have... like, get alien, they just say, oh, he's got sleep paralysis, or, you know, he's just seeing things, or something like that. But
it's not, or...
But it's not, but yeah, I mean, most time, in the end, usually he gets abducted by aliens, and, you know, Mulder's is all like, oh, he got away, and now the government's gonna cover it up. Yeah, just every episode. But anyways...
So people link it up with alien abduction.
Yeah.
Some people think it's demons.
Demons, right?
And there's like, I remember watching one documentary, and there was a lady who said, "Oh, it was just demons, and I prayed them away." And people say, like, anytime they say like, in the name of the Father or something, Holy Ghost, and they'll
go away.
And I don't know. See, me, I'm an atheist, so
Right.
I think what it is that somebody like Jesus Christ and like he's purely good. He's a force of good, and it's a matter of taking charge. And I think once you attack something negative with something really positive, I mean, you can call upon the name of Mickey Mouse if you really want.
Mickey Mouse or Buddha or whatever.
And all these different cultures, that's basically how they go about it, is they use positive
to wear off the negative.
And so doing some like scientific research into it, it's basically there's different stages of sleep.
Right.
And whenever you're falling asleep, there's in the back of your brain, close to where your brain meets your spinal column, there's a fluid that drips down. Yeah. And what that does is that paralyzes your body so you don't act out your dreams. Right. Yeah, so you're not like, hey, I'm in a fight with somebody, and you're punching
your partner, punching
your
wall,
wife, or I'm flying, and then you're
jumping out of windows and shit like that.
Yeah, so it keeps you from doing that. And the problem is that if it's still dripping and you wake up and you're still in a dream state, then you start seeing dreams right in front of you.
Yeah. That's a trip.
It is.
That's crazy.
And some people try to turn sleep paralysis into like lucid dreaming and all these different things, but it affects a lot of people. Yeah. And I just find the whole uniformity of it interesting. The fact that all these people see some of the same figures.
Yeah. In like certain locations, like it's always the same sort of figure, you know, the same sort of figures, and God, that's crazy.
But I thought
that's bananas.
I didn't think I was dealing with anything like that before, and it seemed like I've been dealing with it off and on for years. Right. So with me, it could be linked to stress and things like that.
And, you know, whatever, you know.
Which happens a lot when, you know, you're married, you have two kids and you work nights, and you work opposite shifts of your wife and kids, and bills and all that fun stuff. Right. What about you? I mean, have you had
not really? No, like I mean, I'll occasionally, you know, have, you know, like a little nightmare, but I've never, like, you know, never quite had like sleep paralysis or anything like that. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I've dabbled in like lucid dreaming and crap like that. Yeah. You know, but nothing that's like anything like that. I wish I did. You know what I mean?
I think what it comes
to have the experience. You know
I think what it comes down to is just kind of the, I mean, fear. Yeah. And worse off, fear of the unknown.
I think that I get that way too, you know, like, I mean, a lot of times I'll, you know, like if I'm up in the middle of the night feeding a kid, you know, my brain will go anywhere. We'll go anywhere. Oh yeah. And I freak out at shadows, and, you know, I think like, you know, something's moving or something like that. And one night I barely got any sleep. Mm-hmm. And I just could not sleep, and you know, like I got restless leg syndrome. I got the old Jimmy legs, so
Jimmy legs.
Sometimes I just can't sleep, and the kid Aria was up, so I was feeding her, and when you I don't know, like when you're kind of like half asleep, sort of, in a way, but you're not quite sleeping, your brain starts kind of plays tricks on you. Yeah. So I'm trying to feed Aria, and she's just staring at me, and I'm like getting like freaked out by her. Yeah. Like I'm just like, stop. Like, I didn't tell her, but I'm thinking, I'm like, stop staring at me. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Kid, like, I'm freaking out, staring at the baby I'm just feeding her, and she's just like, just wide-eyed. She's probably like, oh, thank you for feeding me, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, like, I'm freaking out.
This guy's great. And you're just like, why is it staring at me so much?
You know, so I'm like, looking away while feeding her. I'm just like, don't look into her eyes. Don't. I was just, like, I can totally see where, like, your brain just goes into weird places. Yeah. You know, with the whole, brain chemistry and everything that goes. Oh man.
And that's what I think coming from like I try to see things from a scientific perspective because I love ghosts ever since I was a kid and I was a Christian and so I see it from a spiritual perspective, and now that I'm an atheist I try to see it from a scientific and so it's like, okay, so some of this stuff seems like
all mental, right?
And so one of the things like ghost, it's like trying to explain ghost in a like scientific perspective is just really odd because there's these things, and so basically what I've been trying to slowly piece together is that energy is never done away with.
Right.
Like energy can only just be turned into something else, like matter, like water. Obviously, it doesn't stay in one form. Right. Either it's water, or it's vapor, or it's ice, or it's snow, or it's a cloud. Right. And so I think that's how it is with all forms of matter.
Yeah.
And with human beings, you could even essentially call it the soul. Is that there's no tangible soul. You can't hold it in your hand.
Right.
That is who we are. I mean, we are sentient animals, more or less. Yeah. Beings, humans,
whatever
that's what we're called.
Yeah.
But inside our brain, there's this energy. There's this kind of a, I don't know if you call it like a cortex, vortex.
Yeah.
There's this central thing. You can almost call it like the brain is like a computer.
Right.
Computer holds a lot of data. Yeah. It's not a tangible thing. You can't hold on to the data. It's just there. It's stored. Yeah. And same thing with human beings. And then whenever we pass away, you could say that soul goes to heaven or hell, whatever you believe. But I think what it does is that this essence of you, it's matter. It can't go away. It goes out.
Right.
And so that energy, that force, different aspects of you, I think, gets converted into some form of energy. And sometimes somebody's on a certain wavelength of yours, and so either it's like parts of you get attached to things you really love. Like if there was a book that you really loved, that kind of comes back with the haunted objects or possessed objects.
Right, absolutely.
So like a certain doll, a certain thing that you really love. Sometimes it's just a house. A house is a thing. Right. You can inhabit that. Yeah. And sometimes if a soul is a very angry one, like if you have an angry personality, if your energy is just angry, or if your energy is very loving. Some people see like their family members, or whenever they have a haunted house, sometimes it's like, oh, well, it doesn't seem like a bad spirit. It just seems like something that's there. It just lives there. Yeah. It's like a residual thing. Sometimes you see it walk. Yeah. And I think it's just, I don't know. That goes for me. It just seems like it's just
that makes a lot of sense.
All of us, whenever we pass, that energy has to go somewhere. It goes out. Yeah. Along with your last breath, and the energy goes into the air, and basically that matter is everywhere.
It's just there.
And so it's either good energy or bad energy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a weird thing, but like I said, it's the fear of the unknown.
Absolutely.
I hate the fear of the unknown.
I know. Really. Now I'm just like, dude, now I'm going to like go home and I'm just going to bag up every doll, every like little object or whatever, and just throw it outside. Stuff freaks me out.
Speaking of fear of the unknown.
Oh my god.
Bean Boozled, Justin.
Oh man.
Justin, it's Bean Boozled.
Bean Boozled.
Guys, do you know what Bean Boozled is? If you don't, I will tell you. Bean Boozled is Jelly Belly's brand of beans that are either this flavor or that flavor.
Here, entertain them. I gotta pee. I'm sorry.
You go for it. See, Bean Boozled, it's basically a truth or dare sort of thing. So either you get something like Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. Same outside, And the inside is what's different. It could either be like lime or long clippings. And so we did this last year, and we're doing it again, and we're basically going to do 5 rounds of just random picking, and then the last round, we pick our own. And last year it didn't turn out so great because we kept on getting the worst things ever, because they have like rotten egg or butter popcorn, barf or peach, booger or juicy pear, baby wipes or coconut, long clippings or lime, toothpaste or berry blue, canned dog food or chocolate pudding, moldy cheese or caramel corn, or if you get the worst luck, either you get skunk spray or black licorice. Either one of those you lose, to be honest.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, it's made in a peanut-free factory, Justin.
Thank God.
My throat's not going to swell up, and I'm not going to die.
My throat's not going to swell up from artificial dog food.
Do you need a drink?
No, I'll be good. I think we can.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He says it'll be good.
We need something if we need to spit it out.
No.
Oh, we're swallowing it, aren't we?
We're swallowing this.
Alright.
Because last year I spit out the dog food, but this year I'm going to eat it. And you had a nice, healthy, hefty lunch, Justin. Do you want to go first, or you want me to? My game, I'll go first.
Yep, you go. Well, you know what? No, I'll go first.
You will?
Yeah, because you just got done with a beautiful story, and I got shocked, and I'll be the stunt boy for the day. So.
You are a stunt boy. So first one.
All right, first one. I won't look. I'll pull one out.
All right. Oh,
it's black.
It's black. So either he has black licorice, which is terrible in itself.
It's terrible in itself, but
or skunk spray.
Skunk. We're ready. Oh no, it's skunk!
It's skunk spray.
Oh my god!
Take it.
I'm trying to swallow it.
Be a man, Hogan. Be a man, Hogan.
Oh my god, that is terrible.
Is it?
Oh,
I smell it. Oh my gosh.
Isn't it bad?
Dude, I smell your breath. It is. Oh, that's terrible. No, don't get close to me. Ew.
It really stinks.
Oh, so many H's. All right, what do I got? Oh, no.
Brown. It's brown.
My nemesis. This is
come back.
This is what almost made me throw up last year. Oh, and it's the first one. Either it's chocolate pudding or it's canned dog food.
You ready?
No.
Ready?
Oh, so many H's. Go ahead. Drum roll. Oh, God. Here it goes. Oh, it's dog food.
Swallow it. Be a man, Hogan. Be a man.
It's in my teeth. It's in my teeth. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's in my molars. I should have used my front teeth. Oh, God. Oh, there's sugar in it. It's like sugary dog food. Oh, I'm eating it. Oh, God. Who would put sugar on dog food?
Take a drink. I need a drink. Hold on.
You need a drink.
Oh, because my breath stinks.
Speaking of which, we are drinking...
It is brought to you by...
Reed's Sparkling Apple Cider.
Yes, this podcast
which is delicious.
Brought to you by...
It does not taste good with dog food. All right,
here we go.
Round 2.
I'm gonna dig deep.
Ooh, I still taste it. Oh, my stomach.
All right, what do we got? We got like a sort of green with bumps on it, or
you got juicy pear or booger.
Oh man! All right.
I
used to eat my boogers when I was a kid, so maybe it won't be.
Sugar boogers.
Sugar boogers.
Go for it.
Oh!
Ah! It's booger.
It's so tangy.
It's so tangy. Well, it could just be juicy pear. It tastes
no,
like
it's definitely boogers.
Take it.
Oh.
Take it. Just swallow.
Oh, that's terrible. So me and my wife were watching these like on YouTube.
Is this
people
something to do with spit or swallow?
No, we were just no, we were watching this on YouTube, and people were doing it. I was like, no, dude, ours is better.
Is it?
Yeah, ours is a million times better. Because everybody they'll just go, put it in, they go, nope! And then they'll just spit it out. I'm like, no, we
gotta eat that.
You gotta eat it, so.
Oh, God.
What do you got? Is that booger? Same thing?
I hate juicy pear. But
Better than booger.
But I definitely hate booger.
Alright, here we go. Ready?
Go for it. Put it in my mouth now. Oh, it's booger.
Isn't it gross? It's the worst.
It's like... It's like... It's not booger. Boogers aren't moldy. It tastes like mold.
It does. It tastes like a grass mold booger.
What?
Swallow it.
It's in my molars. I didn't use my front teeth, Justin.
Quit putting in your molar. Yeah.
Oh. It's down. It's down.
Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Oh, it's down.
Alright, here we go. I'm digging. I'm digging deep.
He is. Round 3.
Round 3. Alright. What is this?
Justin,
it's like a yellow.
That's my
white.
personal favorite, Justin. That's buttered popcorn.
Oh, sweet.
But if it's not buttered popcorn, it's moldy cheese.
Oh, God. Oh, dude, I hated this one.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
no. Alright, here we go.
Moldy cheese. We have not had a single. We have not had a single good flavor.
What is wrong with our today?
It is terrible luck.
Ugh.
You did not give that time to
No.
sit.
Oh, that was brutal.
So that skunk spray,
boogers,
and moldy cheese.
Man.
That sounds like...
I'm gonna walk up to people at work and be like, hi. Hey. What you got?
I got peach or barf, I want to say.
Oh, God. Let me see.
Barf was not a good one last year either. Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry, Justin.
It's okay. Still gotta eat it. Regardless of what it is.
Can I have a drum, please?
Yes, you can. Ready?
It's peach.
Oh, very good. Delightful.
It is simply delightful, Justin. Peach, not being one of my favorite flavors.
But it is delightful.
Still much better than barf.
Absolutely. Round
Round 4.
5.
4.
Is it 4 again?
Let's do 4.
Alright.
Because you've only had 3 up to this point.
Yeah, that's right.
4.
White.
White. Oh, this one was your one of your
baby
favorites.
wipes?
It's
Oh.
baby wipes or coconut.
Here we go.
It's in his mouth, folks.
Ah!
It's probably not
Baby
coconut.
wipes!
It's definitely not coconut.
Oh, God.
Last year, you're like, oh, it's coconut. No, it's baby wipes.
Ugh.
Which, from what we discussed
It's like
last
a
year,
chemical-y taste.
it's very chemical. But being a parent, the smell
The
of
link of
baby wipes are synonymous with the smell of poop.
Yeah.
So
That was not very fun. Ugh.
all right, round 4 for me.
Round 4.
Here it goes. Oh no.
What is it?
It's chocolate pudding or canned dog
Oh.
food again. Ah, jeez. I've already had it. Put it in my mouth now. Ah, it's canned dog food again!
It's done it again!
Ah,
It's done it again!
Ah!
It's the second time.
It's on my tongue. Ah! Stop getting on my tongue.
Stop getting on my tongue!
Ah! Ah!
So gross.
It's peachy dog food. Ugh. Oh.
Oh, this is terrible. This is an awful game.
Ugh. Thanks, sparkling apple cider.
Round 5. 5?
Yeah, my stomach hurts.
I know. Let's make this the last one.
Nope.
How many are we doing?
6.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Because 6 is picker's choice.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got, Justin?
Oh, no.
You got peach or barf?
Peach or barf. Oh, God. I know it's going to be barf.
You have not had a regular one yet.
And I'm out of drink. Peach.
It's peach.
That's peach.
Peach has been a peach today.
Yeah. Thank you, Peach. Very good.
Here, I'll pour you some more.
Thank you, Mom.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Reeds.
Thank you, Reeds. Enough to get rid of the punk taste.
Here it goes.
Grass clippings?
Lime or
Grass clippings, right?
grass clippings.
All right, ready?
Drum roll.
Oh, what is it? You just sound
Not
like lime? Oh, it's not lime? Grass clippings?
No, I am. Oh, again with the back teeth.
Always getting stuck in the back teeth.
I'm going
Every
to be
time.
tasting dog food. And
Oh, God.
long clip. Not the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, still not good.
Not fun.
All right.
Done.
Final round.
Going around.
You pick whatever you want.
Fun. Alright, let's go for
I was gonna see if there was any skunks.
I'll do the blue one. They got the is that toothpaste?
That's toothpaste
All right.
or berry blue. I'm
All right.
going to grab buttered popcorn since it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to end on a good note, or it's gonna be
We gotta
moldy
throw
cheese.
this back at the same time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ready?
All right, ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's
Toothpaste!
Ah! Oh, it fell on the floor.
Oh, my breath is minty fresh. I think this is kind of a
I
good
just
thing.
picked it up from the floor
Ew,
and
you
put it
just
back
made-
in my
Why
mouth.
would you do that? To be honest, I don't mind the toothpaste. It's like kind of like a minty flavored. I kind of picked it because it takes away all the. Watch Jared. Oh, look at him! Look at him, making bad decisions.
I can't cop out. I can't just.
He's drooling.
Oh God!
It's so bad. He's just
It's still there. Ugh.
Don't hurl. Don't do it.
You go ahead and talk. I need a
Okay.
bit.
Jared needs a minute. So, anyways,
that
that was the beautiful game of Bamboozled. I think I think we'll go ahead and end on this note now. So,
well, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put on a brave face, but I can't do that right now.
well,
Oh Jesus!
y'all are the best one-person audience in the world. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Anyways.
No. Anyways,
Oh, I'm just gonna act like it. I'm just gonna act like I got this thing. All right, guys. Wasn't this a good podcast?
isn't it great?
It's a good podcast. Anyways, so wow, that was great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to a good Halloween in 10
Yeah.
days, Justin.
Yep.
Same
I'm excited.
thing.
Yep.
And I hope you all have a wonderful
Happy
Halloween. And
We'll see you.
let's end it with your song, Zombies.
Yeah, we'll do with zombies. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, the remix. I love that.
Yeah, the remix version. We'll put that in there.
Yeah, we have a Halloween mix on my phone, and
That was 2.
that's 3 for me.
Okay.
All right.
All the flavors.
it just
Every
came
flavor
back
just
up.
can't. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Anyways, so yeah,
We'll
let's
go ahead.
let's end it with one of your songs,
Yep.
and then that'll be it. Thanks
All right.
for tuning in
Thanks for tuning in,
to
everybody.
to our latest podcast.
Chrome Ozone
And,
Podcast.
Yeah, the Chrome Ozone, and we'll bring it back in November.
Yep, November. Around Thanksgiving time.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. We love
We
your
love
face.
face. We love your face.
We love your face. Bye-bye. Smoochies.
Smooches.
Love your face.
Just wait till you see
Zombies? What's this?
What what walks around. They do. Yeah?
Especially here. Why here? This is where they goes to bed. They's all over this place. And all you have to do is clap your hands, and they comes a-running.
Who is they? Who is they?
Rumble.
Wow!
All you have to do is clap your hands.
What's this?
Rumble.
Wow!
All you have to do is clap your hands.
What's this?
Rumble.
Wow! What's this?
All you have to do is clap your hands. All you have to do is clap your hands.
What's this?
All you have to do is clap your hands. That's what walks around,
They do. Yeah?
especially here.
Why here especially?
This is where they goes to bed. They's all over this place. And all you have to do is clap your hands, and they comes a-running.